Hello everyone, welcome to our episode 2 of the Elliott Wave Mentorship. I'm your host, JayFx, and I am here to present our chapter 3. All right, so I just hope you had a lot of insights to the background check of Elliott's Wave and also the basic understanding of how stuffs work from the episode 1 so that you can also go further into further episodes because the understanding is needed from the beginning stage. Unfortunately, we are not yet going to the charts, even in this episode, because I have to break down the psychological aspect of this method, so when we start making the technical calculations, you're not confused. Okay, especially in a concept that deals with alphabets and numbers a lot, is basically important for you to understand the meaning of those symbols so you don't get lost along the way. Okay, so the episode 1 was to give you a background understanding of the historical data of Elliott wave and also set you in the right path to understanding the further episodes. Okay, so I just hope you did your assignment there and took the class serious. So we are moving on to chapter 3. I'm going to be breaking to chapter 4 because these are the most valuable and basic concepts of Elliott wave. And the ebook is very, very interesting and helpful. So you can go and get it. It's free. It's available on our Telegram community. The link is in the description. So you have to get this ebook. You can print it. It's over 45 pages. So you can have it with you whenever you want to study. Available link in the description of this video. So on the episode 2, chapter 3 of the ebook, we will be moving into basic psychological understanding of wave patterns, especially in Elliott wave. So Elliott wave is a theory that is practically created in the understanding of human behaviors and, with the understanding of sentimental analysis, basically. Analysis that deals with the fear, greed, hopes, and, confidence of individuals who participate in the market. So on this chapter 3, we break down these concepts and also give you some illustrations. So people who are not basically experienced with how emotions move the market and how to control their emotions basically think that when the market is at a high price, is when you see hopes, you have hopes that this market will continue going up. So they basically buy at that point. And they get greedy when they start seeing the market go bearish because they think, I'm going to lose my money, but it will go up, and then it keeps going down. So, for example, you have Bitcoin at 64, and that's when everybody is interested in Bitcoin going to 100K. But when Bitcoin was dropping and came as little as 19K, nobody gave the interest, thinking Bitcoin is going to the mall. Everybody was like, this stuff is a scam. It's finally showing up that it's a scam. This I'm saying was within early 2023. So this experience happened very, very recent. So a lot of people were selling off their Bitcoin in fear, after Bitcoin dropped that low. And then we saw Bitcoin rise back to 50K and everybody was interested again within 2024 that, it's going to get to 100. Luckily the trend is bullish and it goes to 100, but now it's at a high price again. So everyone is looking to buy Bitcoin because it's currently at 100K, which is a milestone we just achieved recently during the time of this recording. So following the trend is a completely different aspect. We see opportunities at the low of the market and sell when we get to the high. For example, Bitcoin was at 19K. I sent so many reports to our crypto community, the J Crypto House, about people to get into crypto. It's going to go back up again. I see this as an opportunity. I was getting low reviews and low replies because basically everyone believes in, the psychological aspect, which is normal for retail traders who are not experienced. And now we see Bitcoin as 100K. Currently, I'm not having any Bitcoin. Currently, this is a secret. I do not have any Bitcoin. I've sold off all, because I don't hold the high and sell the low. No. So we're currently at the high. So I'm not greedy and I'm off. I don't have any cryptocurrency in general. Let me not lie. Everything is currently on a standby mode because I have to see what the trend takes us for 2025. It's looking like a retracement is coming. Basically, this is why it moves in waves. Okay, so that's how trend really works, and this is how the concept of Elliott wave was introduced. It basically gives insight to how you can understand waves of the market. If you pay attention to this, remember what I said in the first episode about market moving in circles. Okay. If you look at this, if you draw something like this, like a connection between these patterns, what do you think you have here? This is like a frequency, right? This is like a frequency. So market moves in waves. It's just the means of which the data is presented is what we call candlesticks. The means of which the data is presented is what we call line chart. The means of which the data is presented is what we call pie chart, histogram, and all of the rest. All right, so it's all frequencies. And this is basically a lot of showing you how we affect and also react to the market. So greedy people who are ignorant buy at this point and then sell at this point. While experienced traders who follow the trend and also knows the trend, because when you follow the trend is this, when you know the trend is this, because you follow the trend, you think like the average retail traders. You know the trend, you think like an investor, and then follow how the trend really works. So we sell at this point and we buy at this point. So on if this was placed on an horizontal line, let's say we turn this into a horizontal line, you will have something like this. And this is like a circle, you know? So market moves in circles. This is the circle I mean, not circle like this. But at the same time, if you draw it, you know, and you flip it to the sides, you will have something like this. That is what we call frequency. Okay, so we are here to understand the basic psychological understanding of wave, how it affects our human behaviors and emotional aspects. So I'm giving you a background understanding of Elliott wave method and basically the theories behind the Elliott wave method before we move over to the charts where I give you chart illustrations. This ebook I'm breaking from is currently available for free. Link is in the description for those of you who haven't really understand what I was saying earlier. So get the ebook so you can read it yourself. So wave pattern moves in two forms, like I said in the episode 1, the impulsive and the corrective waves. These are broken down within the ebook as well. You can read more about that to understand that. This is a diagram of a full wave pattern, basically a complete wave circle on a range. According to smart money concept, and market structure, each structure is a range, So looking at this now, this is Elliott wave showing you basically how a single range forms from the impulsive aspect, which is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, to the corrective aspect, which is the A, B, C retracement. So the same thing happens here and then here. So this is the market circle of Elliott's wave. So this is the basic pattern, See, as you see here, basic diagram of an impulsive and corrective wave. So this is an impulsive and this is a corrective. All right. So moving on, you see also an example on the chart, how this looks. This is a diagram breakdown from a live chart, but this is, sorry, from a replay chart. I took most of these screenshots from TradingView. It's possible you can do that. And then TradingView has the necessary tools for you to draw your Elliott wave pattern. They are all available within the tools option, on your TradingView account. So you can go to TradingView. I would also add a link to opening a TradingView account for those of you who don't know. So you can also use the TradingView from the link below. So for those of you who are new, you can subscribe. We do trading technical analysis breakdown like this. And also we teach different methods of trading. So you can also subscribe, like, and share to your friends to also boost the awareness of the platform and take us to, more heights. So if you're new, please leave a subscription and also a like, okay? So moving on, we move to a summary. This is basically a summary of the episode, chapter 3. Okay, and also, if you go through the ebook, you would have an insight to how these wave frequencies, like I said earlier, the 5 impulsive wave and also the corrective wave move. So what we have on the diagram above, what we're breaking down earlier, basically explain what we have on the chart. Okay, and also what we have on the chart is what is broken down in words here for you to also understand. So you can pause the video, read all of this, so you can understand what we are doing, or you can go get the ebook yourself and do your own research. So below you see how wave reflects human behavior in the market. This is basically the topic of chapter 2. These chapters are made to make you understand Elliott wave better. Okay, also give you an insight to how Elliott wave works and also help you follow up with your studies on trading. So we are doing it as um, simplified as possible, and also breaking it down so you yourself can also follow up. So we're giving you every inch of it so you can digest it and have a recording to go and replay yourself, so you don't have to pay any mentor in the future to learn these particular methods. Okay, so how wave reflects human behavior in the market basically goes into sentimental and fundamental analysis. So Elliott wave helps to understand our market in multiple ways and also reflects human behaviors, because it helps us with getting collective data from news events and stuff like that, because these informations are what affects the movements on the technical chart. So the charts are basically representations of the frequencies and the events, the reactions to the events and all of those stuffs. So those stuffs are represented in candlesticks data presentation. That is how they are reflected. So Elliott wave basically is going back to the background understanding of how all this affects our psychology, okay, and also emulates them in impulsive and corrective waves. So basically, this is how Elliott wave reflects human behavior in the market. So you can see news events and other, fundamental aspects of the pair or the country, affect the movements, which cause impulsive or corrective price actions. So as you can see here, this breakdown is made very simplified. You could have easily paused the video and, read through this to understand what I'm trying to say. But basically, we have more breakdown in the ebook that summarizes this concept, So on this diagram here, we see emotions of a market cycle. So basically, we are talking about what we saw earlier in form of wave pattern that I was explaining above there. But this is also in a more formal breakdown, of how this happens slowly, So you see at that high is where they're excited and interested in buying, So they buy and hold at this point. And then when it starts to drop, they panic, and then they feel like the stock is dead, or the currency is dead. It's fully bearish when they're supposed to actually be bullish. So you see, this is a circle that Elliott wave helps you to understand as well while you trade and go ahead with your activities. So moving on, we have the chapter 4. On the chapter 4, I don't think I would have much breakdown to be done, because on this chapter is where we move to the charts to try and see how we can identify this. So I'm going to leave this for episode 3. So I will have a more expanded time to break this down and also take it to the chart so you can understand better. So you can check back for episode 3 while you leave a subscribe and like if you find this episode educative. We're trying our best to give you educative content in a more entertaining way, and not in a more simplified way, where we don't have to use terms that make things complex. So this is the formal breakdown for Elliott wave. We have one done for Wyckoff, which we just concluded. So you can go and take that if you want to watch Wyckoff. And this will be all for this episode. Thank you very much and good night.